Welcome to MCB Makes, and on this episode we're going to be making 6 different types of origami. This first one is going to be a fox face. For this you'll need a square sheet of paper, and what we want to do is start on the blank side if you have a pattern sheet of paper. Turn it, and we're going to fold it in half. Like that. We want to make sure our line is nice and crisp. Then we're going to take this point and we're going to bring it down towards the bottom. And again, make sure your line is nice and crisp. Then we're just going to take these corners and we're going to fold it right here. So what we want to do is create a small triangle. So this point should touch the top, just like that, and fold. We want to do the same thing on this side. So you're going to take this corner and you're going to bring it all the way up to the top, just like that. But it doesn't quite look like a fox just yet, so we want to then flip this over. And what we did in that second step, we took this and we folded it down to the bottom. So that's again what we're going to do right now. Make sure to crease your lines, and there you have it. All you have to do is add a little nose and maybe some eyes, and you have your origami fox face. For this next origami, we're going to be making a frog, and he's going to be able to jump. You need a rectangular sheet of paper. You can make this any size that you would like. The one I'm currently using is about 2 inches by 3 inches. So what you'll do is you're going to go ahead and fold this in half. Make sure to crease your line, and then we're going to unfold it. Then you're going to take this corner and you want it to touch the side. So it makes a little triangle. And you're going to crease your line. And then we're going to do the other side. And what we're doing is we're making lines that are going to make it easier to do the folds in the next step. Okay, so once you have it unfolded, you should be able to see our first line, our second line, and our third line. Then what you're going to do is you see how they all meet at a little point right about here. You want that to be your next fold, just like this. And we're going to unfold that as well. For the next step, we're going to take here and here, these 2 sides. See how we have our lines running to them? You're going to fold those in, just like that. Now, what do we do with this? It's sticking up. What we're going to do is you grab the corners and you pull them down, and then we're going to flatten this out. There we go. So now we have what looks like a little house. The next thing you're going to do is we have this little triangle here. You want to take this corner, just the top one, and fold it so it touches the very top of your origami. Then you want to do the same thing with the other side. There you go. These are going to be his little front feet when we're finished. Now you can turn it sideways, and what you want to do is you want to fold each half in half again. So bring it into that center line, increase, and then bring this into the center line as well, just like that. Now we're going to make him hop. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this bottom and we want to fold it all the way up to where it's in the middle of his feet up there, just like this. So this is how it should look now. Then we're going to take this top part and we're going to just fold it in half. Make sure to crease, and then we'll flip him over. And here is your tiny frog. So here are his front feet, and these are his back feet. And what he'll do is he'll hop for us. So you can see how if you make him smaller, does he hop better? If you make him bigger, does he hop better? Try it out in all different sizes. For our next origami, we're going to be doing an origami snapper. Unlike our previous two origami designs, this one we're going to start color side up if you're using a color sheet of paper. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to fold it in half and make sure our crease is good, and then unfold it. Then we're going to fold it in half again and crease it, and we're going to leave it. And just like with the frog, you should be using a rectangular sheet of paper for this one. Then we take our top corners, so where our crease is, and we're going to fold them to our center line, just like this. We're going to do both sides. Then what you're going to do is see how we have two layers down here at the bottom. This one is going to come up on this side, and we're going to crease it, and then we're going to flip it over, and we're going to do the same thing on this side. So now we have what looks like a little hat. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take it, see how I'm holding it, and you're going to put your thumbs inside, and you're going to flatten it. But what do you do with these corners? You just tuck one side in, and it'll lay nice and flat. Now we have our diamond shape. For the next step, you're going to take your bottom corner down here and fold it up to the top. And you're going to do that on both sides. So then we fold again. And just like before, we're going to put our thumbs in, we're going to pull both sides apart, and we're going to flatten it. So now we have a diamond, but we can see that there's a split on both sides. That's important because what we're going to do next is we're going to take our sides and we're going to pull them, just like that. Now we have what looks like a little boat. But what do we do with this middle piece? What you're going to do is you're going to pull up the side of your origami, and you're just going to tuck him in there. So there we go. See, now there's nothing in the center of our origami. Then you're going to take your two ends and you're going to bring them together. Now you have a little snapper. Next, we're going to be making an origami four-pointed star. For this, you're going to need a square sheet of paper. What you're going to do is you're going to fold it into thirds. I know this can sound very difficult, but what you're going to do is you're going to bring one side of your paper over and then overlap it with the other side. This is the easy way to get your thirds folded. And then we're going to open it, and we're going to do the same thing the other way. So about a third. If you want, you can also measure your sheet of paper with a ruler and then make a little mark where your thirds are, and then fold those lines. Whatever is easiest for you. Now we're going to take it and we're going to fold it diagonally. And we're going to unfold it, and we're going to fold it diagonally yet again. And so what we've done is we've created a lot of creases. Okay, and then lay it flat. We have a few more creases to fold. So for this one, this corner is going to come to this dot. See how you have all the lines crisscrossing here? It's going to come all the way over here. And then you're going to crease. And then unfold. And then we're going to do the same thing. See where this line is, how we have that dot right there? We're going to bring this one all the way up there. And we're going to crease again. And then we're going to do the same thing for the other side. We're going to bring this corner down to this dot, crease, and unfold. And then we're going to do the same thing with our last corner. There we go. Okay, so we're going to fold our third over. Then we're going to take this corner, and what we want to do is we want to make almost one side of the roof of a house. This part can be difficult, but it's okay. So you pull and then you crease. So I'm going to show it to you again. We're going to take this corner, we're going to pull it, and we want to flatten it on the table. So that corner is going to stay right there. Now what do you do with this? So this, basically going to start down here, and you're just going to flatten and make sure everything is nice and flat, just like that. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we need to get this corner down here, up here. So we're going to take this corner and we're going to pull it all the way up here, just like this. Make sure it's nice and flat. So I'm going to show it to you again. So we're going to take this corner. We want to touch it to the table. So we've touched this corner to the table. Now we want to take this whole side and we want to flatten it and squish it down just like that. Then we want to do it again. So this corner needs to come over here. So we're going to take this, and this is going to come up. So you can hold these two corners down just to make sure they don't move, because we don't want them to move, we want them to stay in the same spot. So this corner up, if you need to, tap that in the center, fold it up, and press, just like that. There we go. So we have so far 1, 2, 3 of our 4 pointed stars. So what we're going to do now is we have our 3 points, but we need to get our 4th point. Our 4th point is actually hiding inside here. So this is actually going to be our 4th point, is this little bit down here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in here. You can open it a little bit. We want to take this whole piece and we want to pull it out. See how it comes undone? And then we want to flatten it. Always, always, always flatten. So this is our 4th point, but it's still in the wrong spot. We need to get it down here. So we're going to do the same thing we did in the last few steps. We're going to take this and we're going to pull it and we're going to lay it just like this. So you're going to make sure all of your creases are nice and flat and you have your full pointed star. So I started color side up, which is why my color is in the center. If you want your points, if you're using colored paper, to be the color instead of white, what you can do is you'll start with it white side up. Now we're going to try and make a puffy bunny. This is one of my personal favorite origamis to do because it looks really cute when it's done and it's really fun to make. So we're going to start with a square sheet of paper white side up. You're going to take your paper and you're going to fold it in half, undo it, and fold it in half. And then you're going to undo that one as well. This is getting us our base creases, so make sure they're nice and crisp. Now you're going to turn it over and we're going to fold it diagonally. We're going to do a diagonal fold and we're going to undo it, and then we're going to do another diagonal fold. And then we're going to undo it. Then we're going to take these two sides, so you can see where our line is from where we folded it in the beginning. You're going to take that line and you're going to bring it in. So you're going to take this section and you want them to touch. Then you're going to take it and you're going to flatten it, just like this. So we should have a nice triangle. Then we're going to take this corner and we're going to bring it to the top. We're only doing one side. Then you're going to take the other one and you're going to fold it to the top. So what we have is we have a diamond on top of a triangle. So if we were to flip it over, it would still be a triangle. And then we have a diamond here on the front. What we're going to do next is we're going to take this corner of our top triangle and we're going to fold it into the middle. And then we're going to do it on the other side. We're going to take this triangle and we're going to fold it into the middle. We want to try and get our triangles fairly even. There we go. And press this one really hard because it's a lot of paper, so we want to make sure that the crease gets nice and crisp. Then we're going to take these top two pieces, see, and we're going to fold them down. So there's one, and then we're going to take this one. Doesn't want to fold down, but we're going to fold it down. There we go. And we're going to fold it down. Then we're going to take this corner, and this part can be a little tough, but we're going to open up, see how there's like a little pocket there? These little corners are going to get tucked into these pockets. You're going to take it, you're just going to push it in there, and then pat it down. And it's the same thing with this side. You've got a little pocket right here, and you're going to take that corner, and you're going to push it into that pocket, just like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to flip it over. So for this next step, we're going to do the exact same thing that we did on this side. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this corner and bring it up to the top. Then we'll do the same with the other side. Bring the corner all the way up to the top. We want to have a nice diamond on this side. So see, we've got our diamond finished. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take this triangle here and you're going to bring it over. Then you're going to take that corner and bring it to the center. So it should look like this. Then we're just going to flip that back over. Then you're going to take this triangle, flip it to the right, and take its corner and bring it to the center, just like this. Then you're going to flip it back over. So now we have these two little loose pieces. These loose pieces are going to become the bunny's ears. So what you're going to do, you're going to take your thumb and you're going to open this up. See how we have the color inside? And then you can press it down just a little bit, get it nice and flat so his ear stays open. And then you're going to do that on the other side as well. So now we've got our bunny's ears. All right, so we have our Puff Bunny. The last step we need to do before we can blow it up is you need to fold the nose back right to these corners and then unfold it. Then you just take your bunny and you're going to blow into this little hole in the front and he's going to puff up. After you blow into him, he puffs up and you have your bunny. You can add a nose and whiskers and any other designs you would like to your bunny. And for this last origami, we're going to be making a horse. So you're going to need a square sheet of paper. You're going to want to turn it so it looks like a diamond, because what we're going to do is we're going to fold it in half. And make a nice triangle. Open it back up, and then fold it the other way. And then we're going to open that up again. And this time we're going to flip it over so that the side without the pattern is facing up. And we're going to fold it 2 more times. We're going to fold it in half, long ways. And then we're going to fold it in half, short ways. Then, leaving on the blank side, you're going to take these 2 corners and you're going to bring them to the bottom, and then we want to take this and flatten it. So what we are creating is a diamond. So again, have it like this. Take these 2 corners, pull it to the bottom, and flatten. And now we have our diamond. Now we're going to make 3 different folds. So first, we're going to take this top layer, and take it, and we're going to fold it in. So what you want to do is you can start from the bottom, and we just want to make a nice fold in. Just like that, to touch the center line. And again, we're going to unfold that. Take the top, bring it down. See how we have this little line here from where we folded the first piece? You want to make sure that this corner lines up with that line. Then you'll fold. Press it really nice and hard. There we go. And then you're going to take this side and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to fold it in to the center line. And then you're going to unfold it. Now this origami is a little bit different because one of the things that we need is a pair of scissors. So for this one, you'll take your scissors, and when you unfold a little bit your origami, we just want this top layer here. This is what's going to be cut. There's a line right here from where you folded it earlier. You're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut along that line all the way up. Okay, now that we have our cut here that we made with our scissors, we're going to take these 2 flaps and we're going to fold them. So what we want to do is we want to take this corner here and we want to bring it all the way over here. So what we want is the line from where we cut all the way down to this corner right here, and we're going to do that on the other side. Make sure to crease your edges. So now your origami should look like this. What we're going to do now is we are going to take this side and we're going to fold it in. So we just want to take those long diamonds and fold them in half. We'll do that with the other side. Lift up, press down, and crease all the way to the top and bottom. So this is what it should look like now. Okay, so now we're going to turn the whole thing over and we're going to repeat the steps that we did before. So we're going to lift this top part and we're going to cut on this line. So we'll need our scissors again. So we're going to lift and we're going to start at this bottom tip here and we're just going to cut up on the line that we folded. Remember to stop at our horizontal line here. Then again, we're going to take our side and we're going to fold it up. Just like that. We've got our diamond. Do the other side. And then we're going to take our diamonds and we're going to fold them in half. Now we're just going to turn our horse upside down like this. So we should have a little diamond down here at the bottom and the big triangle at the top. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make a couple folds. So we're going to take this leg here and we're going to fold it up. So see how there's our line right here? We're going to take this section and we're just going to fold it right up, just like this. And we're going to crease it, unfold, and then we're going to take this top little piece and we're just going to fold it down like that, and then bring it back up, just like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make the head and the tail. Okay, so once you've folded this and creased it, this is going to be our tail. So what we're going to do is called a reverse fold. So you want to hold your origami like this, open it up a little bit. See how there's these little flaps on the top? We want to take it and we basically want to turn it inside out. So we want to push down and fold. So this is our tail. So again, we push that all the way back up. You're going to open this just a little bit, and we're going to take this. This is where we folded before. Push the point down, pull it down, push in the center, and push the legs together. So this is our tail, and then we're going to do the same thing with the head. So we're going to open this up just a bit. We're going to push it in, and we're going to close it. This is our head, this is our tail. Now, we want to blunt the feet, which means we want to make the feet flat, so we'll do the same thing. We just want to like push that in, close it off. Same thing with this, push it in. Basically pushing in those points of the triangles and then making a crease, so that way your horse will actually stand on its own feet. So push in and crease. And last one, push in and crease. So we have our wonderful horse. One thing you can do as well with this neat horse is if you stand him up, he'll flip. And if you're lucky, he'll land back on his feet.